She's right at the front table.
Well, I was like, we're just like staying up in the background, like over her shoulder, like.
You can bring us in. I think you should bring us in before because we don't know what we're doing. Right? Do you agree with that? Like, wait, hey, hold on.
I'm going. Well, I'm going to say what I am for right now.
I'm going to let you. I want you to Chris, a musician, one of my great friends. So, all the best music. I got to ask Hey, it's Matt Pinville hanging out with Julia. We are at Welcome to Rockville 2014. One of the coolest things about the festivals is when you get to come and see all the people that are introducing young musicians to instruments, helping them get instruments, get a good deal on instruments, and introducing them all the way around. There's students here, so much stuff going on. It's called Crazy Days Music Experience. And Chris is a great friend of mine. Chris has not only been in 100 great bands, but you can tell him, get a little bit of your background, Chris.
Well, besides, being in the music industry since I was, this tall, I'm still only about this tall anyway, but...
Me too.
But on camera, we're supposed to be giant,
That's right. Well, our
what I
bald
heard.
heads, that's what we kind of like people get a feeling.
All right. I'll just cut some of this off and put it up here again.
That's good.
But yeah, it's like been in the music industry for a long time, been in multiple bands. Obviously I
What
did
was
this
the
stuff
band?
well, besides N17, Rorschach Test, and now Autumn's End.
Yeah.
And then doing, working, with Fender, Jackson, the EVH world. I mean, I helped build that brand. I was a part of the team that made the brand EVH.
Right. Eddie Van Halen and you work together on all that stuff, which is really cool, right?
It was great.
And
So tell us about what you got going on over here right now.
Over here, what we have going on here is we've put a little bit of a mix of all the Fender specialty brands. So we have the EVH brand, we've got Jackson and Charvel. So it's kind of like the heavy metal division of Fender right here. And being here with the Crazy Days experience, it makes it, it's a lot more interactive for the kids because we want everybody to play it. We want people to buy it. We want people to feel what's good and what they don't love. And having all these great brands here between us, Fender, Vox, ESP, everything. People who have a chance to put their hands on it and really finds out what their identity is with a piece of gear.
Yeah.
Because the best guitar in the world should always be your guitar.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. That should be the best playing guitar. It's yours. So this is an opportunity for people to find what's good for them.
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic.
Not everybody wants a big, double King V, something like that. And not
Depends
everybody
on
wants to spill blood out of their mouth all the time. Some people just want to kick back and play Sonic Youth.
Which is fantastic. I mean,
And what about the teacher that we have over here? We have a giveaway. Tell us a little bit about what's going on right here.
Actually, Squiggy will be able to
gotta
fill in a
tell
little bit more.
Hi,
Squiggy
Squiggy.
is amazing. Squiggy is the guy who runs this whole thing and puts it together out here. Great friend of ours, a Jacksonville native. Talk about it.
With the experience, we want to just inspire kids. We need more rock stars today, so this is kind of our contribution to try to inspire kids. We teamed up with great guys like Chris Canella, who inspires plenty of kids. I'm sure you guys heard him play. He's amazing. But one of the things that we want to do that's really important to us is to honor the people that are on the academic side of inspiring kids. It's really important to us. So here, come on this way.
It's amazing. We're going to talk about that. Hey, guys.
So this is Mr. Haller. He's the head of the recording department at Douglas Anderson. This is Gary Carlsrud from Steinberg. And this is Danny from, he's on
Danny
the promoter
Hayes.
team. Danny Hayes from
Danny
the
Weber
promoter
Productions.
team. And to honor Mr. Haller, we've teamed up with Steinberg to donate 4 recording workstations as well as 4 controllers to help you.
Is that right?
Help you in the fight to fight the good fight. So I'll turn it over to Gary.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
It's amazing the work this man does, bringing new recording people, new recording artists, creating new musicians, creating new producers. That's awesome. So we bow to you, and we also want to give you UR22 recording pack. So it's a recording interface, it's recording software, it's a microphone, shock mount, and a cable. Everything you need to get started in recording. So thank you so much for everything.
It's very
you do.
exciting. Thank you so much.
All right.
I look forward to all of this.
Excellent.
Mr. Al, I'm so excited, that you're doing this. This year, I'm on the board of governors of the Grammys, and we started honoring music teachers and people that do music things. There's the student part of the Grammys, but we do that as well. And I love what you do. In fact, Douglas Anderson, the school you're with, is really, for a music and arts school, is literally been rated, and I mean in all the top magazines and books, as one of the 10 greatest high schools for music and arts in the country, which is a amazing thing. Talk to me about how you got involved with that and one of the things you love about the school.
I've been at Douglas Anderson for 36 years now.
Wow.
It was a 7th grade center, became a high school. I stayed on there, was very fortunate, was a band director for Douglas Anderson for 26 years.
Yeah.
11 years ago, they decided to add a new addition, and I have to give kudos to my principal for taking on a recording studio,
Yeah.
a completely new facility, patch bays coming in from all of these rooms. We assembled it, it was installed, and now we have this amazing studio for these kids to be fortunate enough to work on all of these.
To learn and
different
have the
software.
access to that stuff at this age, which is so fantastic. And we talk about musicians, how important a school like that is. You got members of Limp Bizkit, Yellow Card, Enron Jumpsuit Apparatus, all from Jacksonville. A lot of guys went to school there. I know they did. I think
Many
it's
of them
fantastic.
went there, I know, and it's very impressive that they come into the school with all of the skills they need. At best, I think for people like that, we can fill in the holes if there are any holes still. But giving them the opportunity to be in the studio, to record their songs. We have several recording artists now that have never been in the studio. We have CDs that are out, and those kids come in, they record all of their songs. My students are really the reason we have that, because we're developing engineers.
And you see all this amazing young talent too. And well, some of that might be. I mean, I'm talking about my daughter auditioned, and she was accepted, which I love. For musical theater, and we're so excited. Me and her mom, that she's going to Douglas Anderson. But I know that there's so many different areas from the engineering and technology side of it. Maybe it's acting. Maybe it's musicians. That art scene is phenomenal. I love it. I think it's great.
You touched on something very big. We have many established groups, band, orchestra, chorus, guitar, piano, all of the arts, disciplines, in addition to musical theater, creative writing. There's a lot of collaboration going on. But what the kids didn't have was their own voice. They are rehearsed, and the teachers create these amazing ensembles. But the students come in and they have this concept of, I don't know what to do, but I know I have a song.
Yeah.
And we will take them, develop that song, and they're incredibly appreciative.
Yeah.
Because finally their voice, in addition to all of the other disciplines, is being introduced.
Exactly, and hashing it out and like feeling fully forming those ideas and helping them work through the process to learn how to do that. And I think that's
It is truly amazing to watch these kids do this. My engineers, they will stumble. I will allow them to stumble.
Yeah.
If they ask, we'll fix something. But they hear it, they say, let's fix that. Let's make that bass drum not as woofy. And they apply what the plugins they use in addition to the hardware that we have.
I think it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
How cool is Crazy Dave's music experience? I said Cravey Days.
Crazy Dave.
Yeah, no, Crazy
it's our
Dave.
other-
There
it's
you
our
go,
other one,
man.
yeah.
Like, Squiggy,
Gravy Dave.
I see him out here, musician. Chris, I know so well. Chris and I are hanging out at NAMM out in California, in Anaheim. People that go and devote their life to getting people to play instruments, to me, that's one of the most important things in the world.
When the public becomes involved in education,
Yeah.
you know that something's touched somewhere and it's
Yeah.
hit. Squiggy and I have had a long-lasting relationship.
Talk
I have
about
to tell
that,
you.
Squig. What's up?
I'm just in awe of the guy and what he does. I've known him for a long time. He consistently just blows my mind, and I kind of feed off of his passion a little bit, which is, kind of where some of this came from. The thing that's the most important to me is I feel like most kids walk into a Guitar Center or any of these big box stores and they see hundreds of guitars on the wall. The only really differentiating product that a lot of the kids see is color and shape of the body. The difference really is the story. The kids don't know the stories, and Chris is a testament to the story. There's a reason why Randy Rhoads told Jackson to make the neck the way, and that neck is still the way it is today. Les Paul was a guy. Most kids don't know that. There's stories of these brands, that it's important for the kids to learn the stories of the brands. Guitars are not just differentiated by shape and color. They're differentiated by the story. There's a reason why Jackson and Kramer back in the days were the metal guitars.
Right.
There's a reason why, ESP and companies like that are flourishing today and Jackson's coming up. Chris has probably done, in my opinion, one of the best jobs in our industry with connecting the bands that matter with the instruments that matter.
He does. He's amazing at it.
He's
He's worked
one of the
personally
best
with
that
Eddie
I
Van
know.
Halen and on like building up Eddie's brand with EVH, which I think is
It's
fantastic.
amazing. I mean, you just got to be in awe of it. I mean, he's another guy. I mean, I feed off of both of guys exactly like this. So.
And I love that, guys. You know, and I'm just going to say this quickly. You know, he did one of Les's last TV interviews, a half-hour interview with Les Paul when he's 92. He was as sharp as a tack. He had a great sense of humor. He was such a brilliant guy. And I love his story about how, like, you know, trying to create that guitar with the wood from a railroad track, and also Bing Crosby trying to get him out. He's not, no, I'm working, I'm inventing. Like, Bing Crosby wanted to come out and have him play with him. He was in the basement creating so many things, working on the technology, multi-track.
And the whole thing was that was amazing.
And I love Les. It was such an honor to spend that much time with Les Paul. You know, me and James Hetfield from Metallica and Jason Newsted, when he was still in the band, we went to see Les play on one of his like jazz nights at the Iroquois, you know what I mean, and hung out all night with him. And he was having local teachers from Jersey that were cool come up and jam. Like, he was just like, everybody's involved.
I mean,
love the instrument, love the opportunity.
One of the things why I think that you're so important in today for a lot of kids is because you do have a lot of the stories that are surrounded with why the rock stars are who they are today. You know, we talked about Damon, who started out, you know, in a band that you found when he was 15, and now you're partners with him. And now you're partners with him.
We have TV
in this. So there are stories that have to be told because they're inspiring stories. People have to know that there are more jobs in this industry than just playing on the stage. If you guys can just turn on this guy right here, his name's Chris Condon. He's he's a photographer in our industry. So I mean, you don't have to just be on stage.
There's so many different ways to be involved.
To be involved in our industry.
And engross yourself in your love of music.
And be inspired.
And that's what it's about.
Chris has pictures that inspire kids. And inspiration can come from anywhere. And that's what we're trying to show. Whether it's recording, keyboards, guitars, vocals, that doesn't matter.
So many places you can find a home for yourself in it if you love it. You know, and that's what
I
it's
have to
really.
interject on one main thing. People out there say all the time that what do you need schools and education for kids for when you have YouTube? Guess what? YouTube doesn't teach you how to feel a guitar. All right? YouTube doesn't teach you how to learn sonically about how music really works. It doesn't teach you how to interact with other people. You know, so that
the arts in school. You know what's funny? I always still, you know, my all teachers in my family. My sister, my dad was a teacher, and I was always kid. I go, and I teach people maybe in a different way. I'll tell stories about music and turn people on and educate that way. But that's what it is. People need to hear experiences passed on, and the reason why what they're feeling is what you're talking about. And the music education programs are the most important. I mean, they're amazing. Without it, I just don't get it. What would it be? So we got to do that.
You're better at math, you become better at English, everything. It benefits everybody.
Mr. Howard, congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
And Douglas Anderson, man, this is so fantastic. Let's hear it for him, everybody. Excellent. You know, we're so happy for you. Thanks for devoting your life to the students, to the music, to recording, and everybody else involved. Chris, Squiggy, guys, it was so great to have you here as well. Right. And listen, as well. Listen, FanPass TV, hanging out, Crazy Dave's Music Experience. It comes to your town, wherever you are. Definitely check it out. And while you're here at Welcome to Rockville, make sure you come over and check out the tent. It's amazing.
And it's free.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's free.
That's right. It's cool, guys. Yeah.